we are with a candidate to practice Part 1 IELTS speaking questions that are expected in December 2022. So let's start with her. First topic is birthdays. What do you usually do on your birthday?
I like to celebrate my birthday with my friends and with my members of family by cutting a small cake.
What did you do on your birthday when you were young?
When I was immature at that time, I preferred to celebrate my birthday with my street friends by exchanging return gifts with them and by cutting a cake.
Do you feel differently about your birthday now as compared to when you were a child?
Of course, there is a huge difference between the celebration of the birthday. When I was young, I celebrated with street friends, but now I become mature, so I like to celebrate it with my college friends.
Okay, let's talk about TV programs. What kind of TV programs do people in your country watch these days?
Well, I cannot make a general statement here, but mostly Indians prefer to watch the uh, television programs which are based on the laughter shows as they want to consider the laughter shows as a stress buster for them.
Okay, why do you think they watch those TV programs?
In my opinion, these days people have a hectic schedule. Due to this, they have become prey of stress. So, to overcome the stress, they prefer to watch these kind of TV series.
What kind of TV programs do you like and why?
I'm very fond of watching the television shows which are based on animals. Specifically, I like to watch the Geography Channel and Animal Planet.
Are you a morning person?
Of course, I prefer to wake up early in the morning because by doing this, I can get some time to do physical activities which help me in living a healthy life.
How often do you read?
I prefer to read different kind of books. Whenever I get leisure time, I like to read detective novels.
Okay, how often do you buy books?
I do not buy books very frequently because I have internet access. I like to download the books which are available free of cost on the internet.
Okay, let's talk about gifts. Do you give handmade gifts?
Of course, I like to give gifts which are made by me because it shows affection and the perception of people that how much I care for him or her.
Is it difficult for you to choose gift for others?
Sometimes it is not easy for me to select a particular gift because according to the gender or the age bar, it is bit tough for me to select the gift.
In your country, when do people give gifts?
In my nation, people like to exchange gifts with one another on different occasions such as birthdays, anniversaries, and festivals.
Let's talk about sports. Do you like sports?
Of course, I am a fitness freak person, so I like to do sport. And since my childhood, I have been engaging in a sport named as badminton.
What do you like more, watching or playing sports?
I'm keenly interested in playing sports because it helps act as a stress buster for me, and it also helped me in releasing the extra calories and the fats from the body.
Okay, with whom do you usually watch or play sports and why?
As badminton is a team sport, so I like to play it with my father in the evening as it develops a sense of coordination between us.
Is there a sport you would like to play in the future?
Uh, yes, in future I would like to play cricket, and I have an interest to learn about more this sport. So I will take coaching regarding this sport from the famous sports school of my hometown.
Okay, let's talk about throwing things. Do you keep things instead of throwing them away?
I like to store the things, and I believe that by storing the things, people get idea of recycling them rather than throwing it away.
Which items do you usually keep and why?
After drinking Coke, I use the can for planting. As recently, I have recycled a can and I have planted money plant, which I have kept on the center table of my living room.
Okay, let's talk about your hometown. Are you thinking about moving away from your hometown in the future?
Uh, well, I love my hometown very much, so I would like to live there in future also, as there are a lot of childhood memories associated with this place.
Okay, let's talk about shoes. What type of shoes do you wear?
I prefer to wear formal shoes as I am a student of management. So, for attending the formal parties or formal functions, I like to wear the formal shoes which are quite comfortable in nature.
Which is your favorite color for shoes?
I prefer black as a shoe color because it is formal and it suits my personality a lot.
How often do you buy shoes in this color?
After 3 months, I like to buy a new pair of shoes because I think change is a law of nature.
When did you last buy a pair of shoes?
As I said in my previous response, I am fond of buying shoes after 3 months. So recently, I bought it in the end of September.
Let's talk about school. Is there more pressure to do well at school nowadays?
Yes, in this cutthroat competitive era, teachers have put lot of pressure on the students for their academic performance as it directly raises a question to the dignity of a school.
Do you feel pressure when you work?
Um, as I'm a part-time worker, I do not feel any kind of pressure or stress because my immediate supervisor is quite cooperative and in nature.
What kind of things do you write on daily basis?
Well, I'm a person who like to plan for the next day, so I usually make short plans for the next day activity. Therefore, I like to make short notes for that.
Do you think your writing style will change in the future?
Of course, in future, my writing will become more natural because as I'm a student now, so I have crammed some structures from my trainers. But in future, I will write the things in my own way, which is natural.
Do you prefer handwriting or typing?
I am fond of writing things manually because by writing things, person can get a chance to polish the writing skills. However, in typing, typing errors can affect the information which is sent by the sender to the receiver.
Okay, let's talk about weather. Which is your favorite weather and why?
I like the moderate weather because moderate weather allow me to do the different activities like kind of indoor or outdoor.
Would you like to live in a place where the weather is different from your country?
I do not prefer to live in a country where the weather is quite different from my birthplace because in different kind of atmospheric conditions, it will be difficult for me to survive.
Okay, where do you buy your clothes?
I usually like to buy my clothes from the local shop because I'm a strong believer that a person should cut coat according to the clothes. So I do not like to buy branded clothes from the branded showrooms.
Do you prefer to buy clothes online?
Uh, as I said in my previous response, I am fond of buying things from the local shop. So I never do online shopping in my life.
Okay, let's talk about public transport. Do you use public transport? If yes, why? If no, why not?
I have my own Activa, so I like to go to college by Activa rather than using the private vehicle, rather than using the public vehicle because of the time variations.
How good is the public transport in your country?
In my country, recently many improvements have been made by the state government in the public transport facilities, so that people can easily communicate, so that people can easily commute from one place to another place. Recently, they have painted and the seat covers have been changed by them.
Are you good at reading a map?
I am not a person who is interested in reading a map, as reading a map is not a cup of tea for everyone. Only cartographer can do this task.
Have you ever studied geography at school?
Yes, when I was in fourth standard at that time, my school teacher taught me geography, but it was related to my region only.
What was your favorite subject in school and why?
When I was in school, I was interested in getting knowledge about English as it is a universal language and it helps me in not polishing my communication skill but also helps me in grooming my personality.
All right. This is the end of part 1 session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.